It's like a University of Kentucky cheer group here this morning with the colors on. So good to see our city employees here as we kick off this annual event. So proud of this city as we have started this, what's been 3 years, Councilmember Burke, when you brought this idea forward. Of course, Councilmember Burke has always been pushing our volunteerism within the city of Winston-Salem. This is another great tangible way to not only do that, but to tie in and further commemorate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Tomorrow, on Friday, on the day of the event, we'll have over 200 employees, City of Winston-Salem employees at about 13 different locations all through the city. And I just think about all the impact that you all and your colleagues will have throughout the City of Winston-Salem to help make our city a much better place. I want to thank the city manager, Lee Garrity, is here for working with the staff and making available 2 hours that our employees can go out and do this volunteer work. This is not inconsistent with what a lot of our employers around Winston-Salem do for their folks. They allow folks to get out and do volunteer work. So on my personal behalf, I want to thank you all very much for your dedication to our city and to help commemorating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. With that, I want to present our Mayor Pro Tem, Vivian Ainsworth.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much. Thank you, Councilwoman. It is indeed a pleasure for me to stand here. I guess I can think about the people who were in the back of me when we first said we would have a Dr. Martin Luther King Day for the city of Winston-Salem. It was in 1986. And I remember having a conversation with Larry Wumble. You know, we're politicians up here, and we know how to count from 1 to 10, 0 to 10 very well, and especially to 5.
That's right.
So I said, Larry, what I feel you ought to do, you make the motion. And I'm going to talk with Northerton to see if he'll second it. Now, that's 3 of us right there, you see. I said, and I'm sure we're going to pick up the other 2. But I want to tell you, at that particular occasion, every alderman voted for us to have a Dr. Martin Luther King Day. And since that time, every elected official at the local level, we push for us to be respectful and for us to look at diversity. Our city is not the city it was when I first came here. It is much different. So I want to say to all of you, and especially to our city manager and his staff, when we present ideas, he does not, like some people say, well, I don't know if you can do that or not, or we have not been doing it that way. We do it because we know our elected officials want to see change, our mayor and our council people. And I want to say to Attorney Abrahar and your staff, you're probably on front out there when people talk about how humans want to be treated. So we thank you and your staff, and may God bless us as we push out into this community and be a shining example for others. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, our council member from the North Ward, Councilmember Denise Adams.
Good morning. First of all, again, want to thank the Mayor Pro Tem for coming with this wonderful concept and idea. You know, as long as she has been a part of this city and its government, she has always been, as she would say, or we would say, on the cutting edge of bringing us into the future of where we need to be. Martin Luther King said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. The one thing that we know across the country now that, you know, with all of the change that's coming, it's one thing to always sit back and talk about what needs to be done and what can be done. But our question to our citizens in Winston is, what is it that you're doing to help make mankind or humankind better? This is one of the facets that the city of Winston-Salem uses for people to see that we just don't come to work every day. We check boxes and make sure our customers and our citizens are receiving the quality services that they should. But we also want them to understand that beyond that, we care about what goes on in this city. We care that everybody has a quality of life. And being a part of that quality of life means that we're willing to give 2 hours of service back to the city of Winston-Salem. That equates to roughly over 400 hours of volunteer time, and that was what we had last year, and we know and we hope we're going to have more than that this year. As the mayor said, in 2015, the mayor pro tem, Dr. Vivian H. Burke, came with the concept to Wanda Allen Abraha, our human relations director, to create a program so that our employees would be able to volunteer. And not volunteer necessarily. We know you put in a lot of time, just like any other employees for corporations. So it would only be fair that if we wanted you to be able to give back, yes, on behalf of the city of Winston-Salem, that we would make it, affordable to you to be able to do that on our time. And I think that's a great thing. It shows the heart and the passion of the city of Winston-Salem. This year, we've had many partners. This year, we have Crisis Control Ministry, the Diaper Bank of North Carolina, Dress for Success, Forsyth Humane Society, Habitat for Humanity, Happy Hill Cemetery Friends, Hope of Winston-Salem, the Sawtooth Center for Visual Art, Second Harvest Food Bank, Senior Services, Sunnyside Ministry, the Shepherd Center, and the Arts Council. And we know that you'll do a good job out there doing those hours that you're volunteering. And don't forget your pizza for lunch afterwards. Thank you.
Okay. I want to now ask Wanda Allen Abraha, our Director of our Human Relations Department, to make a presentation. I think it'd be nice if we did have some staff members. We got two staff members who are going to speak here in just a second, Scott and Massey. If you come up and maybe a couple others, I think it would look good visually.
Yeah, inclusive.
Inclusive. Come on up here, please. Yeah, good. Get these t-shirts up here.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We're so excited to see everyone here today. Welcome to our second annual MLK Helping Hands Day kickoff. Again, I'm Wanda Allen Abraham with the Human Relations Department, and we are really excited to have yet another year to lead and to serve in our community, the very community that we serve here in City Hall each and every day. And I would be remiss if I did not thank Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Vivian H. Burke. Dr. Burke was a huge part of making this day a success and for even establishing this day at all. She was very patient with me, let me brainstorm with her and kind of pick her brain as to what we could do to involve us in the community a little more. Because as you know, in human relations, what we do is we seek to unite our community, whether it's through enforcing anti-discrimination laws or whether it's through promoting cultural outreach and diversity and so on. So this type of program is right up our alley. And so I would also like to thank my staff because we did a lot of brainstorming too, to try to make sure that we were thinking of ways to engage us, once again, city employees, so that we could maximize our time and our talents and our skills to serve the community. So we're leading, we're serving, we're leading by example. So we're encouraging everyone throughout the city of Winston-Salem to serve, to give back. And so this kickoff is actually the kickoff to all of the activities that are going on throughout the city of Winston-Salem. That was one of the main goals that we had in mind when we started Helping Hands Day last year. Actually, we created it in 2015, as has already been stated, but last year was the first year. And so we wanted to just kick off everything. We have a lot of wonderful things going on in the city. I hope you really will have a day of service on Monday, in addition to what many of you or all of you in this room are doing tomorrow. We also, we being my staff, we wanted to thank the Marketing and Communications Department. We have certainly been bugging them quite a bit lately with trying to pull everything together for today. And I was recently out at the office due to a loss in my family, and I wanted to thank Ed McNeil personally for doing a lot of this year's legwork with reserving the space and coordinating with our city council and so on. So Ed, thank you so much for your support and your team's support. And yes. And of course, to our illustrious city manager and our assistant city manager, Mr. Derwick Page. We couldn't do any of this without you and without your blessing. So thank you also for being a part of our brainstorming and helping us to strategize and for allowing your staff to serve our employees tomorrow. They're actually going to be our pizza servers again. So really want to thank them in advance for doing that. Thank you. So 200 employees, 13 service agencies. That's nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at. So again, thank you to everyone for participating. We have a couple of employees here who would like to say a few words who participated last year and thoroughly enjoyed it, and we'll move on from there. But again, thanks everyone for coming. Thank you. I would like to first introduce to you Ms. Amanda Massey. She is from the Budget and Evaluation Office. Ms. Massey?
Good morning. How's everybody doing? I'm excited that we get to have another Helping Hands Day. It demonstrates that us as city employees, we get the opportunity to show that we are committed to service in our community and unity in our community. By working with the nonprofit organizations, we get to have our service hands-on experience and not just write a check, right? Last year, I got to work with the Salvation Army store. I worked with several city employees. Some I knew and some I got to meet for the very first time. We got to clean the store, organize the stock room, work with customers. It was a beautiful, fulfilling day. This year, in budget evaluation, the office that I work in, we decided to go as an entire team to Sunnyside Ministries. Our director, Patrice Tony, she decided that we're going to incorporate a team building day as we serve, and I thought that was a great idea. I'm excited. On Monday, I hope your commitment does not end on Friday afternoon after we serve, because Dr. Martin Luther King gave his life fighting for love, unity, service, and change. And we collectively have to be that change that we want to see in others. So on Monday, on your full day off, I hope you will be found celebrating his legacy of service on Monday by serving somewhere, all right? And thank you. Happy Dr. Martin Luther King Day, and thank you for participating in Helping Hands.
Thank you, Ms. Massey. And next we have Scott Tesh from the Budget and Evaluation Office.
Thank you. I think Amanda has stolen my thunder a little bit there. I'd like to echo Wanda's sentiment and say thank you to the Mayor Pro Tem, elected officials now and those past who have made this possible, to the city manager and his staff, and to everybody that showed up last year. I went last year down to Washington Park and helped clean up. It was a good group of folks. It's Tim Grant, some folks from Recreation, Vegetation Management, and a couple of others. It kind of hits home for me. I have a 3-year-old, and so we went out and helped clean up a park. My son absolutely loves the dinosaurs at Washington Park, and so there was something about going up and helping clean up the park and the greenway that we use and that other families use as a community resource that really hit home for me. And so I'm grateful to have the opportunity to go out on Friday to spend a couple hours really helping the community and giving back. And as Amanda said, and I'll echo, that it doesn't stop there, that we really think of ourselves as employees of the city, as a resource to the community, and that we get out when we have the opportunity to make this a better place to live, work, and play. So thank you to everyone.
So at this time, I would like to provide an opportunity for our elected officials to offer any closing remarks and words of wisdom as we kick off our weekend.
Words of wisdom. Councilmember Burke reminded me to recognize Ben Rao, Assistant City Manager, and our Chief of Police is here. Yeah, right there. I'm sorry, Chief. Thank you for being here, and thank all of you for your commitment to not only making the city of Winston-Salem a better place, but the community of Winston-Salem as well. So we look forward to seeing you